the Sassoon Marsh and adjacent bays so that we can talk about our intentions to use sand as a creative material while we explore sand's other use as an aggregate material and renewable energy.
That was a very windy introduction. Hello, I'm Camille Holbert, the CEO of Morningstar Arts Creative. I'm leading our first podcast episode for Earth Week 2025. My role in the organization is not only as CEO, but also as a lead art facilitator. In this episode, I'll be connecting with ideas about ways we can use sand as a creative use material while we work through the creative process to open our perspective on creative use materials and expand our creative lens. Also, by exploring the other ways sand is used as an aggregate material and in renewable energy technology. By listening to this podcast, I hope you take away an improved awareness on how useful sand is in the relationship to our human existence here on Earth, as well as our ecosystems, habitats, waterways, and flyways. In the introduction, we were on location at the Sassoon Marsh, adjacent to the Sassoon Bay. The question we are answering in this podcast is, why do we need to bring awareness to the marsh and the bay? The answer is that the source of sand comes from the bay and not the marsh. It's important to know that sand originates from the river. In this podcast session, we are featuring Sassoon Marsh and Sassoon Bay. The rivers that originate the weathered material are Sacramento and San Joaquin in California. Now we can get into our podcast with a little more awareness about the origin and source of our material for the Earth Week art activity. The activity is centered around finding and foraging. We will connect back to this method in July during National Summer Learning Week, where we will bring in more awareness about how sand is used as an aggregate material for construction and renewable energy for batteries, along with another creative arts project that connects experimental art and sound. For now, the task is simple. You will need to glue and sand. I will have a demonstration via live stream that will open a creative lens for the next series of our activities. The demonstration is not a how-to or a DIY, but more of a perspective on how to create sand art. I've been working on this project for the last year. I've taken my time to find and forage sand from Pacifica Beach. The beach is about an hour and a half away from the Sassoon Marsh. I chose this beach because it was a beach I visited when I was younger, and the beach has black sand that brings a different perspective than other colored sand. Also interesting about black sand beaches is they're not many, but you can find them all around the world. My suggestion is to use a squeeze bottle rather than a paintbrush. The option is yours. I will circle back to why. I suggest this in the demonstration on the Instar Arts Creative YouTube channel in June. I will also publish a date on our monthly Monday blog on May 12th, 2025. I'm going to wrap up this podcast by encouraging you to do a little research about sand art so that when we reconnect during the demonstration, you have an idea of why sand is such a creative and timeless material. Thank you for listening for Earth Week, and stay connected.